Think about it, you couldn't get any more of a calamity, could you, than of course the current British government, particularly if you are planning to come over here to London or indeed the United Kingdom. I don't know if you saw this story about how protesters are planning to make the visit of I think he's the Deputy Prime Minister, this is the Vice President, J.D. Vance, over to the Cotswolds. And you think, well, this would have been very good publicity for the Cotswolds. Great, but oh no, they want to ruin that. Now, as I pointed out, what's interesting also is, over here at the United Kingdom yesterday, this erupted all thanks to the fact that a four-star hotel in the very heart of London, the Britannia Hotel, the International, well, they closed literally with minutes warning, and having major guests turning up who'd already booked months in advance for their holiday in London, and that was turned over to become an asylum hotel. And this is going to cost the British taxpayer millions. Around about 300 to 400 people moving into this four-star hotel, as I said, with all these sort of amenities that one would expect to find on a nice holiday that you'd booked and saved for in advance. How's this going now though? Because quite frankly, it's turning into carnage. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today, and lovely to have your company. It is true though, isn't it? We all save up for our holidays and we just hope. There's all the things that can go wrong, whether the train doesn't turn up, whether you're just going to the coast or, something like that. You're always on tenterhooks. And I just felt so sorry for all of the people that turned up at that hotel yesterday, literally to just be found with security and a notice on the door. Now, of course, this particular company, the Britannia Hotel Group, doesn't exactly have the very best of reputations over here in the United Kingdom. They've already signed out many of their hotels to the British government, including this one up in the very much used to be nice Blackpool seaside resort, the Metropole. The Metropole Hotel has housed many famous stars in its time, including Laurel and Hardy. Now we've got migrants in there making OnlyFans videos. You get the picture. Now here's where this gets really interesting, because clearly there's going to be problems, and this is because the British Tourist Board, the council, whatever you call it, have had an influx of people now very concerned, and again I have to say allegedly, about people contacting them, including major hotel chains up and down this United Kingdom, worried about if this is now going to affect their arrival here for their holidays. Now you would have thought, wouldn't you, that this Mayor of London, that's now recently just had yet a bumper pay rise, along with all of the hapless people that he's got in line with him, and I say that because I've shown you some of these people literally who are in charge of the direction of this once great city, well, wouldn't he and shouldn't he have taken to social media to alleviate those fears, to let the world know that, London's still very much open, this is a one-off situation, but truly behind the scenes, let me tell you, nobody absolutely knows, and this is now the problem. You see, the government claim that this was already being, arranged. The hotel are basically saying they weren't given too much notice to rehouse these people. So somebody along the line is clearly lying, you see. And the problem that you have is with the same thing with the migrants up in Epping, where suddenly it turns out that the police were working in conjunction with some protesters. Somewhere along the line, nobody's been truthful with you and I, the great British public, or indeed the potential tourism. This is the height of our season here, the height of season where we're making money. We've got many big concerts coming up, which of course will fill hotel rooms. Of course, people are now very, very worried that if they turn up for these concerts with the likes of Coldplay, etc., will their hotel rooms still be attached? Or will they be requisitioned, literally, for migrants? Now, as I said, it's all very well, isn't it? The Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, basically saying London's open and welcome, and of course, putting up things about wonderful things that you can do here in London. But the main job as ever, and this is the problem with Sadi, is the fact that he falls short in absolutely dealing with the matter in hand. The government are going on a recess now for 14 weeks holiday. Yes, 14 weeks holiday with full pay and expenses. But of course, meanwhile, over here in England, in the United Kingdom, and of course in the very heart of London, they're shipping in on a daily basis into 4- and 5-star hotels, unvetted criminals, people that we have no idea about, and then literally leaving us to fend for ourselves. Meanwhile, according to the Mayor of London, well, it's very safe to come here. Now, would you still want to come here given the fact that I've now just clearly and outlined to you as a holiday treat. Love to know what you think to this particular developing story, as ever, in the comments below. And what would you do if you were in that similar position? I'd love to know. I mean, it's all very well, isn't it, trying to get your money back, but then you've got to now try and find some other accommodation, which is already, as I say, very busy and very booked out due to the height of season. But seemingly this is going to be repeated again and again. Meanwhile, all those in charge are going on holiday. Ah, nice, eh? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.